what's up? So, I just finished Squid Game Season 3, Original Gamer, and I know I'm a bit late, and by late I mean, it's been like 6 days or something since it came out, so sorry, I have a life and I have shit to do, okay? I was still finishing The Bear Season 4 when this came out, and I was like, oh, how do I deal with this? And now The Sandman Season 2 is out, like, how do I watch all this? Anywho, I just want to talk about all my thoughts about the future of the show and how the show ended, because it seems like there's some discourse about how people feel about the conclusion of the show. So after it ended, I looked on Reddit and then looked on TikTok and to see what everyone was saying, because I largely kept off. I didn't see anything about Squid Game on my socials, like nothing, but when I looked into it, there was a lot of posts, you know, like once I went on the first Squid Game TikTok, my whole feed was like cluttered with Squid Game. So, you know, I guess like the algorithm just didn't know that I would be interested, but thank God, because I would have gone spoiled. Speaking of which, total spoilers for season 3 and the entire show, obviously, but I did get spoiled on the ending on a TikTok around when it first came out, when the show like came out in a few hours. I was on TikTok, on a TikTok that was completely unrelated to movies or television or Squid Game or anything. The top comment was 456 dies, and I was like, sweet, thanks. So that happened, and it didn't really ruin the show for me. It doesn't really alter my perception of it, but I think it would have been nice to enjoy the show without knowing what was going to happen to him at the very end, but there you go. So the main critique I've seen is that they kind of killed 456 for shock value and for no real reason. And I think the creator also came out and said that originally, the original ending was 456, he reunites with his daughter in LA, and then he's the one who sees Kate Blanchett playing the Dakji with the homeless guy. Everyone was saying, oh, this should have been the ending, the real ending was so bad. Not really, okay? Because, by the way, I know, getting these opinions from online doesn't mean shit, okay? I feel like a lot of people just lack media literacy nowadays. Like, they just don't really understand what shows are trying to tell you. They just follow the action, you know? Because the entire point of the show... The entire point of these Squid Games in universe is inherently built on the fact that humans are evil, and they will do anything for themselves, for selfish purposes. And that's really distilled in 333, the dad of the baby. And he's like, fuck it, I'll kill this baby, you know, just for the money, just for me to get out. And the principle that all these people, they will never change, you know, humankind is like inherently selfish and just shitty all around. But Ji-hoon's character, 456's character, he represents that mankind can be good, you know? And even in these trying times, there is still hope and faith in humanity, and that's why he sacrifices himself for the baby. But it seems like a lot of people just miss that. They're like, well, why would he do that? This makes no sense. The writers had no idea what they were doing. You mean the writer who made the show in the first place? What? You think you know more than the creator of the show? Okay, sure. I just don't understand like some of these criticisms, and I see like these comments about how, oh my god, like it should have ended with him with his daughter, and then them seeing Kate Blanchett. Oh, that would have been such a better ending, and it'll have so many likes. I'm like, did we watch the same show? If he saw Kate Blanchett doing the whole Dakji thing, the flipping the red blue square things, he would not stop. He would not stop until these games are over. They already proved that point at the end of season 1. Were you not watching? I think my least favorite part of season 3 was the fact that it was split into a season 3, because it was very clearly a season 2 part 2. Like, the entire pacing of season 2 and 3 was ruined by this massive break, you know? Like, these characters, you've been disconnected with them for so long, and a lot of them die early on in season 3, the characters we met in season 2, but if they were just one season, it would have hurt so much more. But since you get this long ass break because Netflix wants people to stay subscribed or whatever, it hurt the show a lot. Alright, so what do I think about Squid Game America, Squid Game USA or whatever? Let me just look up what we know about the show so far. I'm pretty sure David Fincher is producing it, right? Yeah, so David Fincher is developing it, right? And dude, he is... I can't glaze this guy enough. His S tier, you know? He's an S tier creative force in Hollywood, and you're gonna doubt this guy? Like, dude. And people who are obviously, you know, they don't watch movies or anything, and they just watch Squid Game because it's very popular. They just go like, oh dude, no, he's gonna ruin it. Like, whatever they do, like, it's gonna be ruined. I'm not watching it. First of all, you are gonna watch it, let's be honest, because you're sheep. Second of all, David Fincher already, like, he's already made a 10 out of 10 show called Mindhunter. Has it been left on hold because of budgetary reasons from Netflix? Yes, but that is a 10 out of 10 show. David Fincher is one of the GOATs. Okay, you can't doubt it. And I'm just so sick of people. You know what? I'll just say this, right? As someone who grew up in Korean culture and, you know, my parents are Korean and blah, 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 I feel like I should be mad at this. Like, but so many people are mad instead. Like, dude, we don't know anything about the show. Yes, it is like franchising the show, but if it's gonna be good, if it's gonna be by David Fincher, who cares? If he stays on board with the show, I have complete faith in it, okay? But I'm just saying, let's just wait, okay, until we see the fucking show, because obviously they're gonna make it because money. It just makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense was the fact that they were playing Dakji. Like, wouldn't they be playing like some Western game instead? I don't know, like spinning tops or yo-yos or something. or fucking Bakugan, Beyblades. Get some Pokemon cards out here. Unless this originated in Korea in universe and then it started branching out to other countries from Korea, so that's like the tradition. That would make sense. Also, if Kate Blanchett is on board, hey, that's already a plus. And also, if we have like an American series, right? No more shitty VIP dubbing, whatever the fuck that was. That was atrocious. That and the CGI baby. Oh my god. Anyways, I just find this so bizarre that like people don't have any foresight and they just love to hate on everything. Like, so many people are calling Squid Game season 3 like such a disappointment or whatever. Like, I think it was fine. Like, the only big thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that it was split off from season 2. Like, they were obviously one season and just broke and killed the pacing of the character building so much. And for a show like Squid Game season 1, the guy who made the show, I don't know his name, but he did such a good job of following up with fresh new characters and memorable people that people have grown attached to, you know? That is not an easy feat, like, especially for a show that took the world by storm and you have to match those standards. But he succeeded. So yeah, people just love to hate for no reason, whether it's Squid Game season 3, they just like finding like nitpicks or whatever, and they just love to hate on the idea of Squid Game USA or whatever the fuck it's gonna be called without even watching it. Like I'm happy to give anything a chance, you know, as long as it's built on like not harming people or like stepping on people, you know? Like, I'm sure now the creator of the show is being handsomely paid for this franchise IP, okay? So if that's all good, if they're not like abusing anyone, then yeah, fuck it. You know, what are we whinging about? What are we crying about? Anyways, yeah, that took a while. I was watching this show bit by bit because I was just so busy. Next show I have to watch now is Sandman season 2. Finally, the final season that's been split into 2 parts again, and we're not gonna get another season after these 2 parts because Neil Gaiman, he's a fucking asshole. Hopefully he goes to jail and never comes back out again. Man, there's so much media coming out right now. You know, especially in like this, like the theaters, the cinemas, like blockbusters left and right, and then we got TV shows left and right. Can we space these out a little? God damn. All right, let me know what you feel about Squid Game.